Hi guys, welcome to the Mindful Foodie. My name is Mohadi. Today I will be reviewing this book. It's called A Marriage Built on Lies by Pindile Yende. So this book is based on true life events that happened to the author, and she's just documenting her life, how she got into this marriage built on lies, and snippets of the marriage, and also snippets of life after divorce. So she just takes us through that journey and her experiences with the marriage built on lies. It is a relatable book because everybody will interact with romantic relationships at a point in their lives. Even if you did not go through what she went through, you know of somebody that went through what she went through, a friend, a relative, somebody you heard about. So love stories, so romantic relationships, romantic disasters, I think they are always of interest. So there's so many things that one can talk about in this book. So there are certain points or red flags that I would like to point out and talk about them in order to offer a perspective on these certain issues that may help somebody, may potentially save someone from a disaster, a disaster of a marriage or a relationship. So the tone of the book is like two girlfriends sitting on a couch, drinking coffee or drinking wine, and this one friend has just gone through a traumatic romantic experience, and she is just talking, venting, in order to also make sense. When you talk, you make sense of the events that happened. So in order to make sense, in order to also have validation from maybe the other friend, to say that, but that is very strange, those kind of situations. It is an easy read. I read it in a day. So I started off in the morning around 10 o'clock, and then I think I finished around 9 o'clock. But in between, like 9 p.m., but in between, there were tasks that I was busy with around the house. Like typical day-to-day things, cooking, eating, taking a bath. But I could also finish this book. Obviously, I didn't go out. Let's get into the book. So Pindile meets this man. His name is Mohau, according to the book. Very early on in their relationship, you realize that Mohau is a liar. So this is not an episode of Who the Hell Did I Get Married To? In the Who the Hell Did I Get Married To, people, they would be married for years, 5 years, 9 years, 12 years, and suddenly there's this information that is revealed, like maybe the police knock at the door, and then they tell you something about your husband, and suddenly you realize that your marriage was a lie. The husband was not who he said he was all along. So this is not that episode. From the onset, we understand that this guy is a liar, and he's a pathological liar, but his lies are not undetectable. So this woman is aware from the onset that something is amiss. She even goes to do her investigations because she understands that something is not right, like from the onset, from the beginning of a relationship. So eventually you turn and ask yourself, but if you see that this person is a liar, like he's such a liar that the only thing that we are so sure about him is the fact that he can breathe, The other thing, like the other information that he has given, it's very questionable. My attention quickly went from, okay, fine, we understand this guy is a liar. Like, it's established he is gonna lie. But what made you get married to this guy? So what's wrong? What went wrong for you to stick to this guy? Despite his lies, you are marrying a lie. How? And you are aware. So what made you make that decision? So the first issue that I see that I had a problem with this man is the fact that he did not have a good relationship with his parents. So let's turn to page 37. So this is what she says on page 37. She says, I did worry about the resentment he carries for his parents. because I had often been told that a man who speaks ill of his mother or treats his mother with no respect is more likely to treat his wife that way too. That really made me uneasy. However, I thought that I could bring some form of healing to him, and my presence and influence in his life would somehow close that gap. I sensed a lot of brokenness in Mohau, and I thought I could fix it. So the first thing for me that's a red flag is like I said, the relationship between the parents. And the second thing is I sense a lot of brokenness in Mohau, and I thought that I could fix him. So the fixing problem, right? So let's tackle the first one. Okay, the first issue is her noticing that the boyfriend at that time was speaking ill of his mother, and also he had no respect towards her. And for me it is a red flag, because what I have observed is that a mother and son's relationship is very sacred. Me looking at my mother and her son, my brother, and my husband and my mother-in-law. So that relationship is very sacred, and the bonding is very special. And it doesn't mean that the boys or my husband and my brother are mama's boys. It's just that their mothers will always have a spot in their hearts, as expected. And also, in my view, the first woman that a man learns to love is his mother. And while growing up, while forming that bond, the man or the son gets to see the flaws of the mother, because no one is perfect. He gets to see her in less than ideal situations. He gets to see her make decisions that won't yield good results. He gets to see her behaving in ways that are not conducive, sometimes toxic. Sometimes they fight, they don't agree, they don't see eye to eye, but he's able to look past all those things, all those flaws that his mother has, and still say that I am going to respect this person because she's my mother. I will cherish her and I will love her because she is a very valuable person to me. So if he cannot do that for his mother, cherish her and love her, how is he going to see you as a human being who is worthy of love and being cherished, despite some flaws that you may have, or some things that are not up to his standard? Okay, I understand that it is an expectation that parents know better, and parents are the ones that are always right. But I do understand that sometimes parents can be very cruel. There are parents who are very cruel, very toxic, like very insane, and have psychopathic tendencies that there's no other way but just to admit as a child that they can never ever have a good relationship with them, or they are just not good people. But in this case, let's not forget that this guy is a pathological liar. And he does still go home, visit his parents, whatever. They do get involved in his life. But this guy is a pathological liar. He lies so much, walapisha, like. So what if the reason why he is talking ill about his mother or his parents is because they just don't agree with certain things that he does, They try to call him out, mara yena he's just set on his ways of living his life through lying, So maybe he is just upset, or his ego bruised, because his parents called him out of the things that he is doing. And another thing that comes to my mind is that people who are pathological liars and people who don't like their parents are together like this, like same WhatsApp group. Because I used to date this other guy at church, Nohal, and his parents were pastors. They owned a church. He used to express the fact that he didn't like his mother. And when he talks about the mother, like the things that he didn't like about the mother, then you're like, but that is your personality. Like you and her are the same. But my point is that this person, I don't think the things that he was saying that he didn't like about the mother were actually the truth. I think there is just something that the mother does not like in him, because I'm monagore, tried to call him out, and then he was just not having it, there's no way a parent can approve of maka, of lies. So for me, lucky for me, I left that situation. I was never interested in meeting his mother, because obviously he was talking bad about the mother. Even the prospect of me marrying him, I thought to myself, oh, you look so dull and bleak, I'm not going to be in that situation. So lucky for me, I left. So I could sense that things were not right, and I decided to leave before I could find out big lies, before I could have to be heartbroken, then start to forgive. So it was a very peaceful breakup. So for me, the one thing that made me break up with this person is because I thought to myself, but I don't know Motokima. To me, he's a different person. To another person who's a man, he's a different person. To the church people, he's a virgin. To a king, to his colleagues, he has many girlfriends. Go like who? Like he's a chameleon. So that's why I thought to myself, oh no man, you know what, let me just leave, because it's a mess here, and I'm glad I did. So I'm glad I left, because I feel like I dodged a bullet, so that's why I think there is a connection between people who don't love their men that don't love their mothers, and liars. That's why the book is very relatable, because you can get snippets of your life in it sometimes. If there is that kind of a relationship between the mother and son, be wary, don't rush into things. And I'm well aware that sometimes parents can be very, very toxic. There are people who are not good people out there, who can do the most horrendous things to others, especially their children. And but if you are in that situation, as a woman, I say take your time, assess the situation, and get the facts straight if you can about that, because it might be a trap. You might be feeling sorry for the man, saying that the mother is a bad person. The mother is just pointing out things that are not okay, and this guy is just not happy with it. So the point of this lady saying that she wants to fix this man, for me, it's a very wrong way of looking at things. Okay, I feel that it's not a good idea when people are not behaving according to your standards, to say that they are broken, or labeling them in a particular manner. They are broken, they are prideful. I feel that what you need to do is understand that it's not necessarily that a person is broken or there's anything wrong with them. The thing that you are not seeing, and that you are not ready to see, is the fact that you don't have the same values with this man, right? So he is acting according to his values, his way of life, his perspective, and when you are saying that he's broken, do you understand what I mean? Like, now a work of art when you see something that is broken, and on top of that you take it upon yourself to be the one to fix a problem that he himself does not see it as a problem. And so a caution against that, because how dare you get into somebody's life and try and label them and then have a solution for them. If this person really worried about their state of mind, their state of well-being, they would have done something about it even before you ever met them. They don't need you to fix their problems. Men have autonomy, men do care about themselves. So if he's not addressing certain issues, it's because he's happy with the way things are. And then when you want to come and convince him that there's something wrong with him and to call him broken, don't you think you are insulting him? Do you think, or according to him, he will see it as genuine care? If somebody comes to you and tells you, or you are broken because you are not acting according to what they would want you to act like, according to their standards, and they say you are broken, would you like it? Just think about it, the tables were turned. You think, or this person wa go tell, especially if you don't see that in yourself. So sometimes, instead of labeling people, understand that sometimes it's a matter of you don't value the same things, you don't see life the same way. You are in two different worlds. You cannot fix other people if they have not asked you for help and said that they need your help. Stay out of it. Rather fix yourself, because Luena, I'm sure you've got so many flaws, so many brokenness. Deal with that brokenness. Maybe it will help you to escape people who are not going to treat you well. Something that I've come to realize after I read this book, I've always asked myself, how is it that a woman can be abused in numerous ways? Like, she was emotionally abused, financially abused, sometimes physically abused, and the man did not give a damn about the children that she had with him. After reading this book, I've come to realize that people who fall into that trap of getting married to people who are abusive is people who really, really want to be married, firstly. So there's this aspect, I may be incorrect, but there's this thing that I came to realize that these women who are abused and stay in that relationship feel that the abuse that they are going through is a small price to pay for them to be able to keep their hope of getting that relationship that they want with this man. So when I'm saying the hope, I'm talking about the fact that they understand that things are bad. Even if they understand that there's a very slim chance for the relationship to work in the end, even if it's like 99.99% that the relationship may not work. Like, chances that the relationship may not work are almost zero. The fact that there's a 0.01% that the relationship can work, that's what they prefer to cling on to. Yeah, because that is still a chance. So that is their hope. So in this case, Pindi, it's as if she really adores marriage. She really, really wants to get married, and there's the ideal marriage that she has in her mind, and she just feels as if the day that they get married, the day that he signs that paper, he gives her the ring, then all these things that he has been doing would not matter. So let me read from page 58. So page 58, so this is after they have a big fight, and she is questioning him about his lies, and he becomes angry and very defensive. And then at the end, this guy says, "Babes, listen to me. You have to trust me, and I mean it when I say that one day I want to make you my wife." And then she says to him, "But why do I feel like there are so many lies?" And then he says to her, "Listen, to show you how serious I am, I want you to meet my parents. We can go next weekend," he suggested. And then she says, "Are you serious, baby?" I said, and then she said it with a smile. So when he pulls up, "I will marry you," she forgets about all his lies, or not forget, but she just feels, well, you know what, she can live with those lies as long as she gets married to this man. So, okay, in this case, yes, the man, how did marry her. So my issue with this situation, obviously he did go on and marry her. He didn't lie about that. But my issue with the situation is the fact that when he said that he's going to marry her, it seemed as if what she had was that when we get married, I am going to be a better man for you. I am going to change all my bad habits so that I can be a husband to you. And all the lies that I have told, I am going to stop telling them. Maybe I will even confess all the lies I have told you, but I will change on that day of marriage, and I will become the ideal partner for you, the man of your dreams. That's what I think the problem is here. That when women hear the word marriage, wedding, they think that it's an enchanting day, and this man will magically be them a new man. And I think we get that from our conditioning. You know, when we were young and they read those fairy tales, which now I'm like, I wouldn't actually read that to my child, you know, because I think they are somewhat damaging. Where, like, the stories like both Cinderella, both Snow White, and you know how they end. And they lived happily ever after. So in this fairy tales, the way it's written is as if there's some force that is against this prince and princess meeting each other and getting married. Like with Cinderella, the evil stepmother and the stepsisters, they leave her at home to not go and meet the prince, you know. So subconsciously, that those kind of books may have conditioned us to believe that there is forces against us getting married, such that when you are faced with a man mistreating you, abusing you, you just think those are challenges, and there is some evil forces at work that are preventing you to getting your prize, which is the marriage. So this kind of thinking prevents somebody from thinking, or this person, what they are showing me is their character, is how they think, is how they've been conditioned throughout their lives, their backgrounds. That's who they are, and that is so they are showing me a preview of how marriage will be with them. And even chick flicks, the movies that we've been watching, where they made us believe that, you know what, a man can be bad. A man can behave in childish manner, and then he can have many girlfriends, and then one day when he lays eyes on this beautiful girl, the woman of his dreams, then he lets go of all that, and then he pursues this relationship, and then he becomes a better person. In fact, there might be an expectation from him that you don't complain about his character, his behavior, because he showed you who he was, that he's a liar, that he cheats. Maybe his expectation is that you accept him for who he is. You know, you might complain here and there, but in the end, you don't mind as long as you got the wedding and the marriage certificate. This is what Pindile says in page 91. And she says, one would think that we were now married and things would have settled down. One would think that with the new baby, certain things would change. Absolutely not. Things don't change just because vows have been taken. Things don't change only because a baby has been born. Oftentimes, things actually get worse. Never be fooled. Marriage reveals more about the real character of a person, because a person cannot hide who they really are for a long time. Okay, so I do like marriage. I value marriage, and yes, I would encourage people to get married, but I'm not the kind of person that says that no matter what, make sure that you get married despite the abuse, despite that you are not happy, be married, stay married. I'm not that kind of a person. So there's so many things that you can get from this book. I really did not spoil the book for you. Yeah, so there's places where I'm like, Mugel, like really, why didn't you go? Like, you are a Mugel, no. Like, you know? Yeah, so there's many it's entertaining, and there's also stories of other women involved in their relationship. So it's just like, what? How? Njani Mugel, how did you get married to this guy? Like, really? Like, really? How? You know? So I really did not spoil it for you. Do read it. It's a nice book to read. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and I hope you found my review valuable. I hope it also can help you in your life, or it's just a nice discussion point. Tell me, what do you think of what I said? Please do not forget to subscribe, to share the video, and to comment down below. What did you think of what I said? Did you read the book? What else would you like to talk about? And yeah, that's the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.